What if the reason you can't stop saying yes has nothing to do with willpower and everything to do with a subscription you never actually agreed to? I spent most of my adult life on this exact subscription, saying yes automatically to everyone except myself, and for years I had no idea I was even paying for it. So, in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact 3 step process I call revoke and return: how to see the charge, name it specifically, and finally decide to cancel it because it costs you anything else. But first, I need to tell you what it actually took to get my attention, because it wasn't a realization and it wasn't willpower. It was something my body did that I never saw coming. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Once you hear it, you'll understand exactly why canceling this consciously matters so much. People pleasing works like a subscription that never asks your permission to renew. It just charges you automatically, unscheduled, until you actively cancel it. You didn't sit down one day and decide to spend your life managing everyone else's comfort at the expense of your own. You said yes once and it worked. It kept the peace, it kept the love in the room, it kept the conflict out. So your nervous system filed that away as a successful strategy and set it to auto renew. Now you're getting charged day after day, month after month, year after year. And what is it charging you? Not money. It charges you in the specific currency of people pleasing: your time, your energy, your peace, your truth, your physical health, your sense of self. And every automatic yes, every it's fine, every apology for existing, these aren't free. They have a cost, and the bill has been accumulating since the first time the subscription renewed without your permission. Most people never cancel because they don't realize they even subscribed. The charges are so normalized, so automatic, so deeply woven into daily life that they stop registering as charged at all. The yes feels like generosity. The it's fine feels like maturity. The apology for taking up space feels like humility. None of them feel like a subscription fee. That's exactly how the auto renew stays on. There's one person in particular I used to do this with automatically. Say yes before I'd even heard the full question, before I'd given myself a second to process it. A few seconds later, I'd realize I should have said no, but by then, in my head, it was actually already too late to change my mind. So the first step to canceling is to see it. This is the moment you check your statement. Most people go their entire lives without ever looking at what the subscription has been charging them, because checking requires an honesty that's more uncomfortable than the bill itself. Here are the charges that you'll find on your auto renew people pleasing bill: finishing someone else's sentence with the answer they wanted to hear instead of the one that was true, physically feeling your face rearrange itself when certain people walk into the room before they've even said a word, saying, I don't mind, so automatically that you generally cannot remember the last time that you actually minded, and feeling relief when plans get canceled, not because you were tired, but because you were already dreading the performance of being the version of yourself that person expects. I don't mind was the one I reached for with someone I knew who was often in crisis, someone who expected me to help resolve one challenge after another in their life. I said it every time, not because I didn't mind, but because it was easier than the conflict of saying I did. So when you see the charge on the statement for the first time, 2 things happen at once. You feel the discomfort of recognition, the slight shame of realizing how long this has been running, and you feel something else: the relief of finally having a name for it. That discomfort isn't a sign to look away, it's the sign that the cancellation is possible. So, a quick pause here. If one of those 4 charges just hit a little too close home, that's the moment. Drop the number in the comments below 1 through 4 so I know exactly which charge you just recognize on your own statement. You don't need to explain it. Naming it, even just as a number, is the first real step out of the fog of not noticing. The second step is to name it. You've got to understand that vague cancellation requests do not work. You cannot call customer service and say, I just don't feel great about this subscription, and expect it to be canceled. You have to be specific. The same is true here. I learned this one the hard way. There was a time I wasn't clear enough on my own boundary. I said, I feel tired. I think I should head back home. And when the other person told me they had no one else to lean on, I prioritized them and stayed anyways. I think I should was never a boundary. It was an opening, and the subscription took it. I feel drained is not enough. I'm leaving now because I have nothing left to give tonight, is the kind of specificity that actually creates change. And here's the thing, the subscription didn't start at adulthood. It started when you learn early in a specific environment that saying yes kept love in the room, that being the nice one kept the conflict out. That might be where it came from, but it's not an excuse to keep paying this subscription. It's information that helps you cancel it more completely. The third step is the crucial one. You have to decide. And deciding is not a feeling. You don't cancel it when you feel ready. You don't cancel it when your guilt has passed. When you're certain or when the conditions are finally right, you cancel it because you decided to. The decision comes before the feeling, always. In real life, cancellation isn't dramatic or all at once. It looks like pausing before the automatic yes and asking that one more question. Am I saying this because I genuinely want to or because the subscription is renewing itself? That pause, that 1 second between the trigger and the automatic yes, is a cancellation in its smallest form, most daily, most repeatable form, and you can start doing it today. Quick reminder, if you're deciding to try that pause today, type pausing in the comments below. Saying it here makes it feel real. Oh, and I've got to warn you about this. This is the part nobody tells you about. The subscription will try to reinstate itself. When you cancel a subscription, the company sends you emails, reminders, special offers, reasons to stay. When you cancel people pleasing, the same thing happens. The guilt arrives, the fear of conflict arrives, the worry about what they'll think arrives, all dressed up as reasonable arguments for why you should reinstate the subscription. These are retention tactics. These are not signs that the cancellation was wrong. And if you keep auto renewing for too long, your body will take care of cancellation on its own, but it will be brutal. My body took care of my ultimate cancellation notice of the people pleasing auto renewal for me in the most visceral, unglamorous, undeniable way possible. It stopped processing what it could no longer hold. I had a rare tumor, went through surgery and 18 months of recalibration. In a way, that was my body's version of this subscription is no longer compatible with my system. It has been canceled, effective immediately. So I urge you to do this consciously before your body has to do it for you. This process is what I call the revoke and return. See the charge, name it specifically, decide to cancel it, not when you feel ready, because ready might not be coming soon, but because you've decided that what it's costing you is no longer something you're willing to pay. Remember, you did not sign up for this. You were enrolled before you were even old enough to read the terms and conditions. The auto renew has been running ever since, quietly, automatically, at an enormous personal cost. You're allowed to cancel it. Not because the people in your life are bad or because the love wasn't real, but because the subscription that charges you your sense of self is one nobody should be paying. Cancel it today, one charge at a time. That's your radical return to self. In the meantime, did you know that giving everything away as a people pleaser is actually the most selfish thing you can do? I explain why in my next video.